I made it clear I did not agree with the idea of saying the election was stolen and putting out this stuff, which I told the president.
We believe that. I think you got it at home. BS is what the then Attorney General said. We will know soon enough if tonight is forward-looking or not. One last observation before a discussion with some experts who know this topic cold. The issue of foreign meddling or interfering is a big and legitimate one, and we are told China is a big focus for the president tonight. And the intelligence community has warned before that China is aggressively trying to gather information about U.S. voter rolls and about U.S. election practices. Nothing in those past warnings, though, has suggested China was able in any way to influence the outcome of an election. Let's start off our important coverage tonight with our chief White House correspondent and, of course, anchor of The Source, Caitlin Collins. Caitlin, what more are White House officials saying? What are your sources telling you about the president's focus tonight?
Well, John, they're arguing that what you hear from the president tonight will be backed up by evidence of what exactly it is that he's arguing. And we do know that that is expected to include documents that they have declassified. Beyond that, it still remains to be seen what exactly the president himself is going to lay out. And also, you know, John, as well as I do in these situations, the president also has a habit of going off script. And we know very well how he feels about elections and how he feels in particular about the 2020 election, which is that he repeatedly has argued without any basis that it was rigged and that he did not actually lose that election to Joe Biden. And so we'll see if he makes that argument in a similar vein tonight with these documents that he is expected to declassify, and especially to see what he says about China, because obviously that would be notable given the Chinese leader is expected to visit Washington in just a few months from now after the president himself was there last year. And so one thing, though, in terms of looking at this in the broader picture of what the White House is unveiling based on also the president's history of lying about elections and not producing any evidence to back up what he's arguing, was a question I asked the press secretary today, which is if there's evidence of widespread fraud or interfering in these elections, are there going to be charges that follow? And this is what Caroline Levitt told me.
Thank you, Caroline. Sure. Regarding the president's speech tonight, he's been in office over 540 days now. If what he says is tonight is backed up by evidence, why hasn't anyone been charged?
Well, he hasn't revealed it yet. He hasn't declassified the documents yet, and you will see what he says tonight, and then we'll move forward appropriately from there. I don't speak on behalf of the Justice Department. You know,
Caroline's, will there be charges?
You'll have to ask the Justice Department. I don't charge people. I just speak on behalf of the president.
So obviously, we'll see what follows the president's speech tonight. We do expect him to be joined potentially by some officials during these remarks tonight, or at least they're expected to also issue similar statements backing up what we hear from the president tonight. He's someone who's long been skeptical of the intelligence community, but of course right now it is being run by a loyalist of his. That's Bill Pulte, who's also a top federal housing official for the president. And so we'll obviously wait to see what exactly it is the president himself says tonight. But this is a primetime address. It's often, as you know, John, we covered the White House. It's something that the president rarely does, and only for matters that are of the utmost importance. But it also comes as the president has been pushing the Save America Act, this act that does not have enough Republican votes on Capitol Hill. And it's something that he's been pushing more and more as we get closer and closer to the midterm elections. And I would expect that this is going to be used as a vehicle to once again push for that, even though it has not yet shifted Republican minds, at least enough for the votes to happen for it to pass. So far, John.
Collins, we'll see what the president has to say, and of course, we'll see you at the top of the hour. It's the beginning for The Source at the top of the next hour. Caitlin, thanks so much. Joining us now to discuss former Deputy Director of National Intelligence Beth Sanner, former FBI Deputy Director Andrew McCabe, and the former CIA Chief of Station in Beijing, Randall Phillips. Beth, I want to start with you because of the three experts I have before me here. You are still in government at this time. You, including your duties of sometimes briefing the president at this time. Are you aware? I don't want you to break the rules. I don't want you to share the facts of any intelligence. But are you aware of any classified documents at the time that could be declassified tonight that you believe would shed new, important, relevant information about foreign interference in the 2020 election?
So the key word there that you just spoke was interference, right? And so the intelligence community really divides up foreign adversary activities against our elections into two categories: influence, and most famously, we talk about Russia influence.